Hi everyone. Let's do a little seated practice. We're going to work in your shoulders, but we're going to pay attention to and play with the connection with the forearms and the hands to what's going on in the shoulders. So you can be in any comfortable seated position, either on the floor or on a chair. You want to be able to feel connected through your sitting bones and relatively comfortable and relaxed in the seated position you choose. So it does not have to be this seated position. Choose one that works for you. If you have a strap, it's going to be really helpful. If you don't have a strap, you could try something like a long belt or scarf or leash, but you're going to need to make a loop in it. It's a little bit harder to do when you're tying a knot. You can also work without a prop, but it's going to be a little easier to feel if you have one. If you have a fastenable strap, you're going to want to create a loop that doesn't budge when you pull on it. And if you put your fingers in the inside the loop and bring them to your body, they should be a little bit outside of your upper arms. We're going to start just sitting here. Take a moment to tune into your body. Notice your connection to the floor or the chair or whatever you're sitting on. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice sensations, particularly in the upper body, so mid, upper back, shoulders, arms and hands, neck, face. Just noticing how things are. And then when you're ready, we're going to take this strap. We're going to bring it behind your back like so. So you're going to put one arm in it and bring it around the upper arm just above the elbow. You're going to pass the strap behind your back. And you're going to bring your other arm into the strap just above the elbow, like so. So this does require a certain amount of shoulder mobility to get into. So if this isn't working for you, skip this part. I got something else for you in a minute. The things to look for here is we want to be able to sit relatively naturally. So notice if you thrust your lower ribs forward or pushed your shoulders back or up or otherwise created some tension or breath holding to be able to have your arms in this position to begin with. Also notice if it's uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, discontinue. If this feels okay, you're going to take a few breaths to see if you can be relaxed here. And then we're going to bring the arms up so the forearms are parallel to the floor, fingertips facing forward, palms of the hands facing each other. Now in this position, we want to avoid being super stiff and rigid, but we also don't want to be so relaxed that things flop. So you're putting enough energy into keeping the hands up, but letting there be a little bit of relaxation in the forearms and hands. And then the movement we're going to play with is taking the elbows back behind you and then bringing the arms in. And I want you to notice a few things. So first of all, where that strap is, are you pushing one or both elbows out into the strap to take the arms back? Or is the strap getting looser as you're taking the arms back? Even if you don't have a strap, you can pay attention to the hands and forearms. Are you tensing and using effort in the hands and forearms? Are they pushing outward or inward as you're taking the shoulders back? When we look at the hands and forearms, we can often see a rotation that's happening in the shoulder that we're not aware of that would cause the hands to drift one direction or another. So pay attention to that. See if you can let there be some softness in the forearms, still having the elbows go straight back. Not a lot of change in the pressure in the strap. The other thing to pay attention to is your shoulders and your spine. Are you hunching forward or rolling the shoulders forward or scrunching them up to your ears to take the arms back? Or are you able to just keep the shoulders relaxed and take the arms back a little bit in space? Do you have discomfort as you're doing this movement? If so, can you make it smaller so that there's no increase in discomfort? Or maybe this is not the movement for you right now. Just going to play with noticing what you notice. Notice if the forearms and the hands want to drive the movement. See if you can find the movement in the shoulders. Everything else is quiet. And then you're going to remove the strap, take the arms down, just take a moment to notice what you feel. From here, we're going to take the right arm out to the right. We're going to do a rotation. So we often like to rotate with our hands, and that makes sense because that's what the hands are for. That's why we stand on 2 feet, so we can manipulate things with our hands and forearms. However, for our purposes today, I want you to see if you can find the rotation in the shoulder. So if you were to bring your hand up to your upper arm, you'd be turning the bone of the upper arm like so. So we're looking for upper arm rotation, and then any additional rotation at the end comes from the forearm and the hand. So the shoulder comes first, and then we're moving towards a position where the palm is back and the thumb is down. From here, you're going to really notice how you feel as you start to bend that arm. And you're noticing what happens around the shoulder as you maybe bring this arm behind the back. So some of us will bring the arm behind the back. Some of us will notice we have to do a lot of management at the shoulder to be able to make this movement happen. Or you might even twist and bend in various ways to get your arm behind your back. So if everything's quiet, we just move at the shoulder and the elbow. Can you bring your hand behind your back any amount? If not, you might just make a little bit of a fist here or use the flat fingertips and just bring them to the back of the hip. So either way. And then you're going to take a few breaths to notice how you feel. Notice if you're wanting to manage things with the shoulder. See if you can just stay as you are. Breathing and noticing. First thing we're going to do is bring the chin in towards the chest. And then we're actually going to round the spine and the shoulders forward. Often we want to do the opposite here. But we're going to let everything round. You're going to breathe deeply into the space between your shoulder blades. And then when you come to sit up, you're going to pay a lot of attention how you do it. So you're going to try to keep your shoulder relaxed. Sitting up through the spine first. Seeing if you can just let the shoulder be. And then whatever position your arm is in, you're going to think about pressing the back of your hand into your low back. If you're out here, you're going to press the back of the hand forward a little bit into the hip. And you're going to see if you can find an amount of effort here that feels comfortable, sustainable. So you can hold it for a little while. Definitely not painful. And we're not going to worry too much about what the shoulder positioning is here, but we're going to try to get a little bit of work happening around the shoulder. You may not have to press very hard to get that work happening. Just breathing and feeling. And then relax that work. And you might see, can you slide the hand further or maybe take the hand up the back a little bit more? And then you're going to press into the back again, breathing and feeling. Noticing what it's like to sustain that effort. We're not looking for suffering. So effort can be still done with ease, right? And then you're going to release that work. You're going to bring the hand out. Now the upper arm's by your side. I'm going to do this rotation here at the forearm, so the palm is up. Imagine you're holding a tray with a water glass or your favorite beverage on the tray on the palm of your hand. Now you're going to keep the upper arm right beside your body. You're going to rotate out the shoulder, and you're going to see that movement of the forearm that I was talking about before. So the forearm is moving side to side, the hand is moving side to side because of a rotation at your shoulder. See if you can figure out how to create that movement at the shoulder rather than creating it by pushing the hand. It's a subtle difference. See if you can feel into it. Just noticing what that's like. And then let the hand rest. Take a moment to notice how you feel. We're going to take the left arm out to the left. Again, moving from the upper arm first. We're going to do this rotation. And then get the rest of the movement from the forearm and hand. Thumb down, palm back. Bending the elbow. Really paying attention to what's going on up in the neck, the shoulder, the jaw, the back. Only with ease are we going to bring the hand behind the back any amount or up to the hip. This side may be different from the other side. So wherever you end up, first thing we're going to do is chin to chest, roll forward through the upper back, let the shoulders relax forward, deep breaths into the upper back between the shoulder blades. Stretching out the spaces between the shoulder blades with your breath. When you're ready to come up, pay a lot of attention to how you do it. You're going to unfurl the spine, coming upright in the spine, letting the shoulder stay relaxed just wherever it is. And then you're going to press the back of the hand into your hip or into your low back, pressing forward if you can, just lightly, somewhere where you can hold and sustain that work without suffering, with still a sense of ease, even though you're making an effort. What does that look like? What does that feel like? You can release that work. You might see if your hand wants to slide further behind your back, or if it's all the way back there, if it wants to come up a little bit. And then you're going to press the back of the hand into your back again, breathing and feeling, finding an amount of effort that is sustainable and still can be done with ease. Still breathing. And then you're gently going to release the hand, moving at the shoulder, bringing the arm forward. Palm is up. This rotation happens at the forearm. Upper arm is right next to your body. Imagine you're holding a tray with your favorite beverage. Keeping the upper arm next to the body, you're going to do this rotation. The rotation's happening in the shoulder. See if you can find it in the shoulder. You're not necessarily doing it so much by pushing the hand as you are thinking about rotating at the shoulder. Maybe you start with the hand to find it. And then you see if you can get a little more engagement in the shoulder. Notice if your elbow wants to move, any other movements want to happen, and see if you can just let that rotation be where it is. Remember, you've got that glass. You're going to try to keep the palm flat to the ceiling, more or less. And then you can let your hands rest. Take a moment to notice how you feel. And in particular, check in with any upper body sensations that were really getting your attention earlier. See if anything shifted for you. Hope you enjoyed this little practice. If you have questions or experiences you want to share, please do so in the comments. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Feel free to integrate and play with these movements. They can be really nice ones to use in your regular routine. I hope you found them really helpful. Thanks for practicing with me today. Take really good care.